So you want to see how to do a back seat? Take a look at this. Handy rear seat hooks, heated rear seats, storage cubby down here. No need to look for a charging port because there's one on the back of each seat. And those are right next to the rear seat cubbies where you can keep your electronics secure and charging on the go. Two energy sources drive the Kia Sportage Plug-in Hybrid electric vehicle, or PHEV, down the road. A tank full of gasoline and a battery full of electricity. The gas tank holds 42 liters of fuel used by the 177 horsepower hybrid engine, a turbocharged 1.6-liter four-cylinder. The battery stores 13.8 kilowatt hours of electricity used by the hybrid engine's 66.9 kilowatt electric motor, itself integrated within the Sportage's automatic transmission where it basically replaces the torque converter. The combined efforts of engine and motor give this plug-in hybrid turbo power plant a combined 261 horsepower that are delivered to all four wheels. How do you pronounce Sportage? Is it Sportage or Sportage? According to Kia Canada, Canadians tend to pronounce it Sportage, like me, but either way is okay. Drivers fill the Sportage PHEV's fuel tank just like any other, and fill its battery by plugging it into an external power source like the electrical outlet in your garage, driveway, or parking space, or a more powerful level 2 charger whether in public or at home. On level 2, a full recharge is about a 2-hour job. Call it overnight if you'll use the same plug as you do for your Christmas lights. All of this plugging in is totally optional. There is no situation whatsoever where connecting a PHEV like this one to a charger becomes mandatory. Drivers could go days, weeks, or months without plugging this in if they like. You also don't need to wait for the battery to be empty to charge it, nor do you need to wait for the battery to be full before unplugging. This type of vehicle is only charged when it's convenient for the driver to do so, and as long as there's fuel in the tank, you're good to drive. A fully charged battery holds enough electricity to drive the Sportage PHEV for about 50 kilometers almost entirely on electric power. You can call this its electric vehicle or EV driving range, that is the distance you can drive like an all-electric. Once you exceed that range, the Sportage's gas hybrid engine turns on automatically and you keep on driving for hundreds of kilometers more. This is totally automatic and seamless and requires no driver decision-making. If you charge regularly, trips of less than about 50 kilometers virtually stop using fuel, while longer ones are worry-free as there's never a need to plug in. A full tank of gas can propel hundreds of kilometers of driving before you'll need to find another gas station. The idea is the Sportage PHEV works like an all-electric for your shorter trips and a fuel-efficient gas hybrid for longer ones. What are the rebates on the Kia Sportage PHEV? These vary from province to province, so here's some information from ChargeForward.com to help you determine the rebate you'd qualify for based on where you live. That's a $5,000 federal incentive that applies to all provinces and territories, along with additional provincial rebates in some provinces. Special thanks to ChargeForward.com for the information. For many families, this ability to reserve gasoline use for longer trips means a virtually fuel-free daily commute and errands. And if you're coming to this machine from a conventional crossover, you'll probably need to visit the gas station a few times a year, instead of a few times a month if you charge on the daily. In the specific conditions of my test drive at sub-zero temperatures, driving 100 kilometers in my tester cost me about $2 worth of hydro. When running on gasoline hybrid power, covering that same distance cost me about $12. Your conditions and the price of energy and gas where you live may vary, but on my watch, every 100 kilometers of all-electric driving added about $2 to my hydro bill but saved me about $10 in gas. So the more you charge, the more you save. The main source of cabin heat in a hybrid car is the gasoline engine, so even in its all-electric mode, the Sportage PHEV's gas engine will run on an as-needed basis to heat the cabin if it's cold out. When doing so, the gas hybrid engine isn't connected to or driving the wheels. Instead, it spins away at a steady 1300 RPM or so, regardless of vehicle speed or acceleration demand. Here, the electric motor is doing the driving, while the gas engine runs in a continuous, low-load, fuel-sipping generator and heater mode. At warmer temperatures, the gas engine doesn't need to run for heat. Does the Sportage PHEV's engine help warm its battery pack? No, the Sportage Plug-in Hybrid has a separate low-temperature cooling circuit for the high-voltage components, including the battery. Its only task is to cool the battery pack and maintain a temperature below 36 degrees Celsius. Can you drive a plug-in hybrid with no fuel in the tank? No, and doing so might cause damage to the engine and fuel delivery system that's not covered by warranty. Your plug-in hybrid will drive just fine with a depleted battery, but trying to drive it on an empty gas tank is a very bad idea. So taken as a whole, this powertrain system gives drivers a set of tools that work in sync to help minimize or eliminate the use of gasoline from a wide variety of driving situations. Averaged out over the course of a year, you can think of the Sportage PHEV as a 261 horsepower, all-wheel drive equipped crossover with a cost per kilometer comparable to a very small car. Bashing through the smashed-up crater fields that pass as roads in Sudbury, Ontario, my tester's suspension demonstrated generally well-controlled use of a generous amount of suspension travel to help smooth out the ride. Sudbury's roads, and especially the ones on the outskirts, are a vehicle suspension torture test. In my tester, they revealed a drive that could become noisier and more jarring than in some competitors on occasion, as well as suspension and road noise levels that creep up a little higher than favorites like the Subaru Forester and Buick Envision on these same surfaces. Still, my tester's cabin was delightfully free of rubbing or clicking from interior trim and panels, and the overall road feel seems tough, solid, and durable, though it's not the smoothest or quietest choice for rough road use. My tester was more than happy to cover rough ground while keeping common disturbances nicely in check most of the time. On performance, the electric motor boost is apparent from even light throttle inputs, especially in sport mode. This is neither the fastest nor most powerful crossover you'll find for the dollar, but the smooth and eager electrified throttle response adds grins to around-town driving. Attentive drivers will even feel the 6-speed automatic shifting gears, even in EV mode, when the gasoline engine is off. Full throttle acceleration is punchy but lacks the stronger building of high-end pulling power you'll find in the more potent Toyota RAV4 Prime. By the way, neither of these machines has a pleasing soundtrack when opened up, and both do their most impressive work at lower revs where they're quiet, responsive, and smooth. At full throttle, the Sportage PHEV's engine blares to life to help push the machine along. When working hard, acceleration is quick enough, but the noise level from under the hood is fairly intrusive and may require a pause in your conversation. Riding a set of Kumho Wintercraft SUV tires, my tester was well set up for the snow. The all-wheel drive system is snappy and responsive, not shy about sending plenty of power to the rear wheels even in all-electric driving. Some plug-in models can only run all-wheel drive when the gas engine is on, but that's not the case here. So regardless of the mode or current power source you're using, drivers can expect consistent and reliable all-wheel traction. I noted a pleasing bite in slippery conditions from the all-wheel drive system with every launch, no digging or wasteful wheel spin to speak of. Compared to the Toyota RAV4 Prime, I found the response from the all-wheel drive system in the Sportage to deliver a quicker and more satisfying bite into snow and ice, with a snappier and more direct feel. In sport mode, the throttle and steering are both sensitized, making it easy for winter driving enthusiasts to steer around slippery back roads with the throttle, brakes, and some well-timed flick-of-the-wrist steering inputs if they like. So in the gamut of winter driving conditions on these specific tires, I felt consistently well backed up by my tester's all-wheel drive and traction management systems, and noted smooth, quiet, and late engagement of the ABS brakes during hard stops on most surfaces. This adds a further feel from the driver's seat of a drama-free and confidence-inspiring cold-weather drive. You take it all in from an interior that's brimming with daring shapes, dramatic angles, gloss surfaces, and high-end interfaces. The shifter is a ridged dial, with seat and steering wheel heating controls just ahead. Fire it up on a cold morning, and you're in gear with your heated seat and heated steering wheel fired up with just a few millimeters of fingertip movement. The all-digital instrument cluster has solid graphics, various handy displays, and plenty of easily sorted information that keeps drivers apprised at a glance while engaging them with the current goings-on of the hybrid tech. Further down, the single curved display panel is a responsive and sharp touchscreen infotainment system that's logical, great to look at, and easy to find your way around in. Notably, display graphics tie in nicely with the fonts and graphics used on control surfaces elsewhere within the cabin for a modern, cohesive look with interfaces and controls that integrate nicely within their surroundings. The presentation of onboard technology is a major part of the Sportage PHEV's character, and new drivers will likely find their new high-tech toy box to be approachable, fun, highly informative, and very easy to use. There's one exception, however, and it's the climate control system. So this is a little bit fiddly. Check this out. We have this one console right here that basically has the controls for our stereo and infotainment system along the bottom there. And that single console has two jobs that we have to switch between in order to use them. So if I want to go from stereo to climate control, I have to press this button here. And you can see how that all just changed. We'll do that again. So on the left here, we've got a volume and power knob, but in this mode, we have a temperature control knob instead. And instead of stereo and infotainment controls there, we've got climate controls, defroster, and the like. The push-button mode switch is a cool visual trick, but more complex in action than I appreciated. If you like, you can press and hold the button for 3 seconds to toggle the default setting. Elsewhere on board, I noted a flat, wide, and easy-to-access cargo hold in the back. The power tailgate closes at a button press. So comfortable seated driving position for your 5'10", 200-pound correspondent in a heavy winter coat with big winter boots on. Nothing too cramped or crowded, knee room's adequate. More than the width of my hand above me in terms of headroom with this panoramic sunroof. Controls all within easy reach, plenty of at-hand storage. So there's my comfortable seated driving position. Let's see how someone of my size would fit directly in the back seat behind themselves. Second row seats impressed as well. I noted a deep seating position and tall door opening for easy entry and exit. And once seated, your 5'10", 200-pound correspondent found generous legroom and more than sufficient headroom, even seated behind himself. Though more powerful and smoother riding options exist for the dollar, the Sportage PHEV's competent winter performance, approachable and engaging tech, and unique sense of style should help it connect readily with plug-in curious shoppers after some of the market's latest and greatest tech and hardware. Thank you for watching. I'm Justin Pritchard. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below so you never miss a new upload. And until next time, take care and drive safe.